Merhaba everyone, this is Erasmus and Istanbul, and today we're gonna talk about news all around the world.
So I'm Aurélie, I am 23 years old, I'm from Belgium, and I study advertising design and communication.
Hello, my name is Tecnician Andrei Valentin. I'm 21 years old. I study communication, public relations and publicity is my major, and I'm from Romania.
My name is Nadia Elpida Stefanidi. I'm 21 years old from Greece, and I study Turkish and Middle Asian studies.
My name is Farhat Güzel. I'm 22 years old. I study law at Yeditepe University, and I'm from Turkey, from Çanakkale.
What is the biggest topic in the news in your home country at the moment?
Right now? I mean, I have to be honest, I haven't been following the news that closely, but I think last week there was the game, the World Cup between Morocco and Belgium, and Morocco actually won. But, and then there were riots that broke out, and it's been a problem for the past years, like as long as we can remember really, that even though they won, they still riots broke out, but it's like a very complicated problem that politicians are going crazy about. So yeah, I think that's still one thing that stuck to me most and is a big issue right now on the news.
Biggest news in my country is corruption, which is that's usually the case. Because there's so many problems happening with our government, with our policemen. You can just bribe everyone, and just get on with your job. It's much easier for people, even if it's not moral, but it's still easier because they don't work as much. But it's also unfair to other people who have to work their whole lives in order to achieve something.
Right now, unfortunately, there's a big topic about femicide because a lot of cases have been occurred during the past months, and as it gets, there being more. And also another hot topic is police brutality.
What is the biggest topic on the news in your country at the moment?
Well, the problem with Turkish bulletin is that it changes rapidly. It's so fast, and every now and then it repeats itself, so it comes to a full circle. For last 6 years, the inflation has been the biggest and major issue. And I think it's around 600% compared to the last 6 years. And other than that, there are elections coming in, the general elections. And the president candidate of the opposition parties is a big also discussion topic, and it also covers lots of news. Other than that, I think the raising gas prices and the foreign currencies is also a major topic, because I think it tripled in the last year, the price of gas and oil. That meant the logistics will go fail, and also the prices will go up. So that's it.
I mean, it's not on the news constantly, I'd say. It's just when it happens when there's a football game, when at certain occasions there's riots, and I think those riots is a problem. And then now it was on the news again because of the World Cup, it was relevant again.
It has been this case for a long time actually. So I think at the beginning of the 2000s maybe, because it was a long period of transition ever since '89 and the fall of communism between 2000s. It's been a transitional period, and the government was not always the best, to be honest. But it also depends on your political view. But most times the corruption has ruled there. So it's a pretty long problem. It hasn't been a short-term one.
The femicide thing mostly this year, since the start of 2022. But police brutality has been on and off since 2012, I think. And every year there's there are protests about one case, but there are still more happening.
Yes, the inflation topic has been going around for since 2017, I think, or 18, where the biggest inflation hit has happened for the first time. And after that, it just repeated itself.
What measures does your country take to find a solution?
Well, it was it was just on the normal news, and then there's this talk show that politicians come to, and then they were talking on there. Obviously, the government wants to take more measures. I think they want to make it easier for people to appear in court, because now it can take super long if they get arrested to actually appear in court. So that's something they're talking about, of making that better. And also just integration. It's these Moroccan young people, it's not only their fault, you know, it's like our fault as well, like, because we don't give them the opportunities that they actually deserve. So it's a two-way street, like, yes, stricter policies on like court and laws, but then also making integration easier.
There's like a anti-corruption agency, but they're just doing the best they can, I guess. And sometimes that's just not enough. Even if they're doing the best they can, it doesn't mean that they're eliminating every threat. And I'm not sure, I'm just assuming that maybe some people from the anti-corruption agency may be corrupted. I'm just saying that it could be the case. You never know. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. So they I guess they're trying to find like documents that have been like tampered with and money that have been stolen. A few documents from mayors as well. Even in my city, there's like a huge gap. He received like 20,000 euros for city renovations, and he only used like 15. So everyone's wondering where the other 5,000 go. And yeah, I don't know. They're just trying to like track and like find evidences to accuse them, but sometimes it's kind of hard. So
Not really many, like, and it's really frustrating because we are protesting and the government does nothing and still makes police very important in every field where it shouldn't be.
I don't think they took many measures because it still keeps going on and there's no healing on that part. So I don't think there are reasonable measures being taken at the moment. And for the candidacy of the opposition parties, it's been discussed for like a year and a half now, and there's still no news from that department too. So yeah, I don't think any measures are being taken for the major topics at the moment.
Do you want to share your personal opinion on these matters?
Yeah, again, I think it sucks that there's riots. I think it sucks that also this small amount of young people, that then everybody is going to think that that's what Morocco is, because it's just a small minority of what Morocco as a country is. So now everybody's going to be like, see, the Moroccans, which is already like racism is an issue in the whole world. In Belgium is as well. And this doesn't help. So it's really sad that has to happen. And I also think it is like we need to do more things when it comes to that. And we need to like take more measures and make sure that integration process is easier for everyone, because it's a two-way street, I think.
yeah, personally, to me, it's kind of annoying, like as it is to everyone, because sometimes for me as a student, it will be kind of hard to find a job because everyone is just getting jobs for nepotism, or because you know someone that's in a higher place. So it will be a bit hard for me, and not just for me, like for every student in Romania. But it can be done, with hard work. You can find like the right place to work, and I just hope that's gonna be the case for me as well.
Of course, I'm really frustrated and I'm really against the government's not finding any solutions. And that's also why so many protests are held, because nobody really hears them.
For the opposition party, I think they should already announce their candidate so that they can start on working for the elections and build a PR. And for inflation and economics, I think just we should need to go to an election and raise the interest rates so the foreign currency rates drop down and people get more happy.
So we heard quite a bit about news from a few countries. I think every country has its own news at the moment. What is happening in your country? Which country are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Belarus, and right now there are like mixture of everything. So we're still not really over after the Russia-Ukrainian war. There is a lot of at this topic, and actually, as my country is located in between of them, it's a really important topic, and people still discussing it. Also, the last topics are the changes according and because of this war, changes in the European sanctions for Belarus, and it concerns mostly about the visa. So the people who want to leave the country, like to escape, or who want to work in Europe and they're from Belarus, they're right now struggling with getting visa, and the European countries try to make it much more harder. So it's like the sanction type of changes. And the one topic concerns like specifically the country inside is the changes in law that concerns death penalty. So actually, the Belarus is one of these countries in the world that still have the death execution. And right now, there was a new law that says like, I will not say the exact info from this law because I don't remember, but what's pop up in the news, it concerned that they got a new law about death penalty if you go to speak on the governmental working place against the government. Like you cannot even speak much. You can just like maybe share some news or something, and you can go and be executed because of that. Not directly, of course. There are gonna be some law processes and so on, but the scene this scene happens right now is still a big and huge topic, and it's really sad.
Well, that's big. That reminds me not only that the Ukrainian war, of course, I think is a big topic overall in the world at the moment as well, especially in Europe. And for my home country, as it is Germany, the Ukrainian war, the Russian-Ukrainian war is one of the biggest topics for sure, because it also has many impacts, for example, on our gas prices. So many universities are partly closing in winter or trying to reduce their hours somehow. Same with workplaces. People everywhere are worried about the rising prices, which is the same as in Turkey, just rising in prices. Of course, here in Turkey it's terrible, as we heard, around 600%. And I think also what you just said about the visa and for Belarusian people, I heard from many Turkish people that it is really hard at the moment to get visa, for example, for Germany, which is probably also because it's kind of a penalty for the citizen for what the government is doing or is not doing at the moment. So more for what it is not doing in the war situation. So these topics, especially the topic of getting a visa, is not talked about in Germany at all, because I think no one is really aware of it, because it doesn't affect us as citizens, because of course we are from Germany. But yeah, I think beside from this, we also have a huge topic, which is Iran at the moment.
Yeah.
So actually, there was a person who can't speak in this video due to the fact what is happening in the country where this person is from. And so everyone knows how bad it is. I think this is beside from the war in Ukraine, no matter which country you're from at the moment, all of us talked here freely. And it's terrible that there are persons in the world that can't do it, because people are protesting against the government at the moment. There was just the first person executed a couple of days ago, and you can get executed for everything. And of course, then you're constantly worried about your friends and family. Many people who were under 18 already went to jail.
Yeah.
And because all the officials are appointed by law, they don't get proper lawyers, or if they get lawyers, they are of course appointed by those close to the government as well. And there are just no answers given, just people getting killed. And we hope that more news will be spread about that constantly, and that many countries will stop working and with the Iran government and do penalties, right?
Yeah. There's, I guess, after what you said, there's nothing to add personally. And I guess that all the countries have, like, at the same time, different type of news, but what I can see totally, it's all concerns mostly about the politics and how this involves changes in the world, in every country. So it's like, I guess the politics and the results of politic decisions is a hot topic in every country right now.
Yes, it's so interesting to see, for example, one really German related topic. There was a raid a couple of days ago against, in English you say citizen of the Reich, so in German they are called the Reichsbürger. They don't accept the German law, how it is after, the Third Reich, and they're still trying to get this Third Reich basically back, and there are also politicians who were involved in that. Of course they're all like right-wing politicians, but still, so you can see that every country has its struggles, and some countries just has it bad. And personally, even though I see Germany struggles with a lot of right-wing movement, and every other topic we have is also quite important, of course, but at least we can talk freely about it because we have freedom of speech and freedom of press.
Totally agree with you at this point.
And that was it, our series.
Barely over. Thank you for being with us for this whole series.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed all of the 4 videos. And if you haven't watched them yet, please go and watch them. This was Erasmus in Istanbul with Irina
and Jamie-Lee.